Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it is time for another edition of our Great Albums segment where I go over some records from the past month that I covered, that I loved, that I do not think should slip through the cracks on ya. So pay attention, please. I'm going to link them all down below so you can check out the reviews, get more information, and make sure that these records get to your ears. And yeah, let's go. Yeah! First off, I want to give a shout out to the new slowthai record, Nothing Great About Britain. A fantastic grime and UK hip-hop record from a bright new artist who is making some very exciting waves. If you are into the likes of Dizzy Rascal as well as The Streets, and you enjoy some of the more, I guess, personal and introspective narratives and lyrics those artists have dropped over the years, I think you're going to get a lot out of this album, especially with the very bold mental health narrative that a lot of these tracks take. The instrumental choices on this record are certainly quality, and slowthai himself sticks out because of his yelpy and expressive and very out there delivery. Again, one of the most interesting faces and voices coming out of the UK at the moment, and yeah, just excited to hear more from this guy. Next, I want to give a shout to the new Megan Thee Stallion project, Fever, a record of one banger after another. It's a tad one-dimensional, but if you were looking for like some strip club ragers with deeply sexual lyrics, with a lot of female empowerment angles tossed in, I think you're going to get a lot out of this project. It's incredibly catchy, calls back very clearly to the mid-2000s era of 3 6 Mafia's catalog. There are loads of 3 6 Mafia samples and references, even a Juicy J feature on this thing too. And Megan is certainly a very bold and bright personality in her own right. Not dropping the most intricate or most layered lyrics that I've ever heard, but very brutal in their aggression, in their dark humor, as well as their dominance on the sexual battlefield. Next, I want to give a mention to the new Tyler, the Creator album, IGOR. Wow, 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 wow. Definitely a fantastic concept record, a very compelling take on the genres of R&B and soul with some hip-hop mixed in there too. Tyler is pulling pretty heavily, a lot of inspiration from Farwell, from Kanye West, as well as some other places that may not be that obvious, like lo-fi music, post-punk music. Some listeners have complained this album is maybe not as easy to listen to as Flower Boy, and I think that's fine. I like that. I prefer it that way. I like the ambition of this project. I like the themes of this project. I do like the dark, weird, warped, somewhat messy aesthetic of this album too, all of which is pulled off pretty skillfully and takes little to nothing away from the very skilled songwriting here. So Tyler, the Creator, IGOR, while it is not a typical Tyler project in a lot of respects, in my view, I think it is his best one. Next, I want to give a shout to the new Slauson Malone album, A Quiet Farwell, if you guys are into instrumental hip-hop, experimental music, noise, drone, sound collage, plunderphonics. This album brings all of that. It is at a very strange crossroads of influences and ideas that you typically don't hear in the underground. What Slauson pulls together and how he pulls it together is incredibly refreshing on this thing, and I very much see his work on this project as being like the next logical step past this era where we are dealing with a lot of wonky music, with a lot of lo-fi hip-hop, with a lot of instrumental hip-hop, with a lot of what has come out of the Brain Feeder camp over the years. This is very much post the J Dillas and post the Mad Libs, and bringing a lot of that sound and a lot of those ideas into hopefully a more experimental era. The aesthetic of this album overall is not too much unlike Earl's latest Some Rap song. So, you know, if you're very much into that record, I think you'll probably enjoy a great deal of what's here if you don't mind hearing that fed through a much more abstract lens. And finally, I want to give a mention to the latest King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album, Fishing for Fishies. A flawed album, yes. There are some tracks that do leave a lot to be desired, but I have quite a bit of admiration for this project. Not only for its environmentalist themes, but also the way the band embraces boogie-woogie rock and boogie blues on this project too. Not something I've heard a younger band embrace for a very, very long time. And King Gizzard not only kill it with that sound on quite a few tracks, but they put a very unique spin on it as well, doing everything from kind of weirding up maybe a song or sound idea that you might catch on a Fleetwood Mac album to literally like throwing in robot vocals and progressive synths and a whole host of other things on the track Cy Boogie. So very weird, very risky album, certainly one of the most out there projects from King Gizzard in my view, even if I think they kind of flew a bit too close to the sun on this one and made a few difficult to digest choices along the way. But that's pretty much going to be it for this great album segment. Those records, again, don't let them slip by you. My reviews for them are linked down below. Check them out for yourself. And yeah. Let me know what some of your favorite records have been from this past month. And transition, have you given any of these albums a listen? Did you love them? Did you hate them? What would you rate them? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, great albums for the month of May 2019, forever.